Okay, these were the trellises that I love the best. I love them so much that I treated myself to 2 more at Christmas time. I wonder what I will actually plant on them. So excited for next year, can't wait. Yeah, this is highly unfunctional. I had problems with it as soon as I started. The one benefit to it is it's not a lot of pieces. So you have a piece here to screw in. You've got a piece here and another piece here. And they do all that for packing. That piece has stayed in. This piece down here, I could not get that to stay in for nothing. So I want you to be very mindful when you're buying things in a catalog and it's no assembly required and it's got a lot of pieces to it. You need to really think, is this going to go together well for me and be functional in the garden for you? The other thing you need to pay attention to is how long are the stakes that are going to go into the ground. The next question is, how tall is that compared to the stakes for this not to topple over with heavy vines on it? It's going to come right down, especially if you've got real wet soil, you've had a wet rain. If this is top heavy, that's just coming right down on you. This part here has never really fit together and stayed. It immediately wants to pop back out. This is so rusted, I can't even unscrew it to where maybe I could Gorilla Glue this. I probably should have Gorilla Glued this right from the start. Really, really think about some of this stuff beyond pretty. Beyond, I'm a gardener and that's a leaf, and wouldn't that be cute? And what can you actually grow up this? Since that is such a little leaf there, we want things to be productive and prolific. I can see maybe growing up some flowers here, but again, they're going to be heavy. So this one for me was definitely a miss, a real quick miss. I did not buy this myself. This was a gift. All of the trellises in this video were a gift. Okay, just a few things about this catalog. There's always going to be this processing and free replacement handling charge on here of $6.50. So, and that seems to be set. I would buy multiples. Okay, now I have a total of 3. That is going to make your shipping go up because your price is going up. But on almost all of these catalogs, it's going to offer free shipping within the time frame of the offer, of course. So I'm on their website. It's called a leaf trellis garden stake. Okay. Reading some of the reviews, it looks like a lot of people used it for flowers. It's originally 23 bucks. They've got it now for 20. Here's some of the ratings here. 4.4. I thought this one was really interesting too, how they lined that up and used several of them. And they still had to have a backing here to attach those leaves so they really wouldn't go anywhere. This one wishes more were available. These are some very little leaves, and you can see right here they have it leaned up against something, so they've had to reinforce this. So going down to the reviews, we've got pros. It's attractive, unique, durable, bright, easy to assemble. The cons are low quality, delicate, none, flimsy, too small. Check out my Etsy shop, T-Shirt Garden Company, featuring gardening, no mow, sewing, tiny house, Zen meditation designs. Link in box below. So I also got this trellis here from that same catalog. And I've had this probably 8 years. And you can see how it rusts out here. I'm not even sure what this is. Did we glue that? I don't know, see? See how the screws, and these are extremely short screws. So much so that I could not re-screw this one piece in here. I had to actually duct tape that back together. But every time that it has a break, and this is done for packaging, it diminishes the strength of the support. It's incredibly, you know what, this looks pretty wide, but when you've got a big old zucchini on this, which is pretty gorgeous, I mean, look at this. It cannot take a lot of weight. Actually, I'm sorry, it can take the weight, but when a high windstorm comes along, it's not the best. And I think it probably would have been okay if this didn't snap. Okay, now I'm on the inside, and if this didn't snap, this just lifted completely out, but it's also snapped as well. So this metal is really starting to rust out and deteriorate. And if you notice, I mean, this is a big structure here. So already what I described, the fact that you have so many screws in here, there's so many pieces because it came in a smaller box. So like right here's a break, and the next break is right here. So that is not a huge box at all. A lot of pieces, a lot of short little screws. Once they rust, yeah, good luck getting those out and putting them back in each and every year. So to me, I would have to store this in place. These bees are going crazy. Just the way that it is. That one found that lovely little bloom. But I think any trellis that you buy that has these continuous little tiny pieces and breaks, really continuous breaks in the structure, is going to not give you a very sound structure. So I had it back here last year to where it was in the same amount of ground, meaning the same level. This year, however, I put it in the back here, and then I put it over this and into the actual ground. This was the best way that this archway has looked ever, and it really wasn't even on even ground, which was kind of confusing. But the other reason is because of all of these little breaks. So when you have all those little breaks, it makes for a very wonky looking trellis archway, because again, it's not structurally solid. It's not one piece. There's lots of movement in all of these little pieces here. Isn't that cute? See? I mean, look how easy that is to bend. And look at all the screws are rusted out. So the only option that I really had was to super glue it, which I couldn't get in there to super glue it anyway. And see how this one here is? It's already pulling away. So I want you to keep that in mind when you are looking for a trellis. you want things that, just because they ship easily and they ship in a small box, they've got lots of those little breaks in there. Okay, elegant garden arch trellis. This is the closest thing that I could find to the white garden trellis. And when I had first seen it, I thought it looked like something that you would get married under, since it was white. And you can see how they've decorated it here. Like you could do that, or with fairy lights. So they no longer carry that, and it definitely doesn't have all this ornateness at the top. It's really just a dome, and you can see that in the picture that I included. So was 25 bucks, now 21. We have 3.8 review stars, and there's only 41 reviews. And if you can see, it's kind of leaning, and that is what that other Archway would do for me, because I had so many breaks in it. So it's doing the same thing, different design, different color. So the pros to this: attractive, easy to assemble, durable, great price. I have an arch. Okay. Cons: flimsy, difficult setup, easy to strip the holes. Yes. Bends too easily. Yes. Difficult to secure to ground. Oh my God, yeah. So this is really what it looked like right here. And that's about on point for the price. And yeah, look. That's exactly what I thought it looked like. This would be for a wedding. So you can find this elsewhere if you want. All right, so I'm hovering over this, and you can see this is exactly how that was made. What I've pointed out to you, all those little screws, all those little pieces there. See that? It's exactly the same. It's very difficult to get this wonky thing to look correct. On even ground, it was so difficult. When I put it in the tomato bins at a heightened level and had the secured box behind the legs, it seemed to do so much better when I put it on the other side of the bins into the actual ground. It seemed the most level up here and the most secure. But unfortunately, the winds took it. I actually really like this design if it did not have all of those breaks in here. All right, now the winner, and what I reordered 2 more this year, is the 6-foot garden plant trellis. It's now $19.99. Summer of 2022, here's their catalog. And I love the way catalogs like to threaten me with last catalog. That never seems to happen. Right here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do all of my seeds in my garden planning, and my table's kind of cramped at the moment. All right, right here, $16.99. So it jumped up $3 more. I got these. I ordered 2 of them. This is the one that I see advertised in almost every single one of their catalogs. Like I just got another one. Same one. They advertise this. They don't really advertise the rest of them that I've seen. Even in this holiday one. Seemed like they had one that had like an Easter bunny or something on it. Yep, see, here's the Easter bunny one that they didn't even include in this Easter edition here of the catalog. It is clearanced out. Some reason it has 5 stars, probably because it's pretty. But you guys sometimes have to look beyond the fact that there's 5 stars and really read what are they growing on this, rather than it just being cute. I mean, look at all these butterflies. I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's colorful. This again is one-sided, so it's, if they have those short little stakes like the leaf, it's gonna fall right over if you put anything heavy on it. $19.99, and we can see we have 4.2. 330 reviews. This person went all out with her trellises. Oh my God, happy garden. Yep, I would imagine so. These are great for climbers. Again, look how nice these are. They're nice and tidy. Okay, here you go, again and again, nice tomato cages. Okay, here are the pros for this. Attractive, easy to assemble, durable, good size, tall. Cons, difficult setup, flimsy, unattractive design. Well, I don't really care if I have an attractive design. I'm looking for utilitarian at this point. None, no cons. That's pretty good. Seems like a lot of people are buying these for their blackberry vines. Some climbing roses, but it seems to be more of a vegetable garden trellis rather than flowers. I wanted to include a real quick clip on these sugar baby watermelons growing up that trellis so you can see what it all looks like nice and full in the vines growing up. But look at how gorgeous this is and trellised up. I kept training it, weaving it, I hand pollinated things. I spent a lot of time. Now let's move over to the $16 trellis that I actually would consider purchasing more of. And yeah, this is not a pretty picture, and this is leaning, but it can take the weight of 2 big watermelons. And this is after some very hard rain. This is just what's going to happen in the garden, guys. So we do have lots of breaks in this. However, when you're putting it together and it forms a circle, it does seem to be a lot stronger. I did have to use some stakes in order to keep this up due to the rainfall and the heavy weight of the watermelon, but more importantly, the fact that all the watermelon was on that side. You can't really control how these grow. I had to severely prune these because we have got this black spot fungus going on here, but these are soon going to be harvested. You guys, this is some weight. Here, let me get this one up here. Yeah, this is some good weight. It's probably about 4 pounds itself, if not more. Okay, so the box itself is 8 inches by 21 inches by 1 3/4 inch. So very nice, neat, tidy. I got 2 of them. This is what everything looks like inside. They're all nice and labeled for you, A, B, C, D. They tell you how many of these you should have, all your nuts and hardware. And you do have a nice assembly instruction. I did this myself last time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have gained some information from this. Thank you so much for watching, and I invite you again to subscribe, as I have been gardening for over 40 years and have a lot to teach, show, grow, review, experiment with, and my favorite, a specific variety everything deep dive. So let's try new things together, mix it up, and have a glorious day.